the people. I may I tell you, I truly have to share this one with you now. Feel me I say? So Evrald Warmington, them a call it a frontal class, you know. This compilation, alright, so it's very, very, how would I put it? Detailed. Very detailed compile. Oh, listen to this.
Constantly stirring hate and division, it becomes impossible to ignore. Evrald Warmington continues to spew racism and disrespect. We really didn't want to have to do this. But when you see a public figure constantly stirring hate and division, it becomes impossible to ignore. Evrald Warmington continues to spew racism and disrespect, targeting Mark Golding and his family with lies about their heritage. How can someone like this continue to represent the people of Jamaica? Let's take a deeper look at who Evrald Warmington really is and what his family history tells us. So, let's take a step back and ask, who is Evrald Warmington? What does his family's history say about the man behind the outbursts and the controversies? Evrald Warmington's lineage in Jamaica stretches back to the early 19th century. Born in 1952 in Browns Hall, St. Catherine, Warmington is a descendant of the Warmington family from St. John Parish, one of the original 22 parishes in Jamaica during colonial times, a family deeply connected to Jamaica's colonial past. His ancestor, Charles Warmington, arrived in Jamaica from Cornwall, England, in 1792 and became a plantation owner. By 1826, Charles Warmington owned the Hermitage Estate in St. John, and his influence stretched across the land. He owned enslaved people starting with 5 in 1826 and increasing to 13 by 1832. This is a direct link to Jamaica's brutal history of slavery. In his will, Charles Warmington passed on enslaved individuals to his mixed-race children and left the Hermitage plantation to their mother, reinforcing the entrenched system of exploitation that defined much of Jamaica's early economic prosperity. But it doesn't stop there. Charles's partner, Elizabeth Queneborough, also involved in the slave trade, owned enslaved individuals herself. By 1826, she held 3 enslaved persons in St. John Parish, and later received compensation from the British government for their emancipation. Evrald Warmington's great-great-grandparents were slave owners. His family played an active role in Jamaica's colonial system that profited from the lives of enslaved people. Now, let's move from the past to the present. Evrald Warmington is no stranger to controversy, particularly when it comes to his treatment of others.
Evrald Warmington, the foreign member of Parliament for Southwest St. Catherine since 2002, popularly known for not being warm to the media. He has shouted at reporters when called to address issues linked to his portfolio, told a journalist to go to hell during a live interview, and extended his middle finger when he did not want his picture to be taken. For the finger violation, he apologized. With the many incidents of bad behavior over the years, one contributor described Mr. Warmington as a national disgrace. He has even referred to MP Lisa Hanna as Jezebel and faced backlash when he indicated that opposition leader Mark Golding's skin color would be a hindrance to him becoming Prime Minister.
If he wants to be Prime Minister, go back to England, Ireland, Wales, or Scotland, but then beat Michael Hanjo Holness.
From telling a female journalist to go to hell on live TV, to publicly insulting opposition MPs in Parliament, Warmington has repeatedly crossed the line. His sexist outbursts have tarnished the credibility of our legislative body. Warmington's behavior wasn't just a one-time outburst. It was a series of instances that exposed a deeper underlying issue with his respect for women in politics. In addition to calling MP Lisa Hanna a Jezebel, Warmington was known for his crude, condescending remarks towards other female colleagues in Parliament, often undermining their professionalism. His treatment of female reporters and anchors also shows a disregard for women in the media, most notably when he rudely dismissed Curlin Brown in 2011. Warmington's behavior is not an isolated case. His outbursts, whether in Parliament, on live TV, or in the media, follow a distinct pattern. hostile, combative, and disrespectful. His remarks are often a mix of personal insults, racial attacks, and misogynistic comments. This divisive behavior isn't just a one-off. It's a long-standing trademark of his political career. Whether it's belittling opponents or reporters, Warmington has shown that he has little regard for decorum, professionalism, or respect for the people he serves. In 2016, he referred to MP Lisa Hanna as a Jezebel, a term that has deep misogynistic and racial undertones. He later insulted other MPs, calling them garbage and threatening to walk out of Parliament. Just last year, he took it a step further, racially attacking opposition leader Mark Golding, questioning his Jamaican identity because of his white British father. But here's the hypocrisy. Evrald Warmington, whose own family benefited from slavery, has the nerve to question Golding's heritage. Warmington's ancestor, Charles Warmington, owned enslaved people on the Hermitage estate, yet he criticizes Golding for his background, despite having his own bloodline tied to the legacy of slavery. Golding's father, Sir John Golding, was not just an academic and philanthropist. He was a pioneering orthopedic surgeon who played a vital role in Jamaica's healthcare. Sir John helped the nation fight polio, and after the Kendal crash, he was instrumental in treating the injured, saving countless lives. So, when Warmington attacks Golding's family history, he's ignoring the legacy of public service and national contribution that Sir John left behind. Public reactions to Warmington's actions have been strong. Media organizations like the Jamaica Observer and Gleaner have called out his lack of respect for parliamentary conduct and his divisive rhetoric. The Press Association of Jamaica, along with civil society groups, have condemned his behavior as unbecoming of a lawmaker. Even within his own party, the Jamaica Labour Party, there have been moments where senior officials like Horace Chang distance themselves from his remarks, though Warmington himself rarely shows any remorse. All the facts we've shared today from Evrald Warmington's family history are backed by documented research. For a deeper dive into the colonial era records, visit ucl.ac.uk or scan the QR code on your screen, where you'll find historical documents and archives that shed light on the legacy of slavery and its impact on Jamaica. We encourage you to do your own research and explore the facts for yourself. Transparency starts with us. Let's keep the conversation going. While critics continue to call for his accountability, it's interesting that his constituents in St. Catharines Southwestern continue to re-elect him, despite his record of controversy. This raises an important question. Why does Warmington continue to have support? To the voters who've kept him in office, ask yourselves, what kind of leadership do you want for your community? Are you willing to overlook his disrespect, his divisive rhetoric, and his blatant disregard for the values of integrity and accountability? Warmington's behavior isn't just about politics. It's about the kind of example we set for our children and future generations. If you want a representative who unites, who treats people with respect, who values honesty and transparency, it's time to think carefully about whether this is the leader who deserves your vote. And as the Jamaica Gleaner put it, Warmington may be the face of defiance, but does that defiance come at the cost of decency and leadership? It's time to reflect on the kind of leadership you want and the kind of future you want for your community. Jamaica deserves better than a representative who uses his platform to spread hate. We deserve leaders who unify us, not tear us apart. We must demand leadership that reflects our values, respect, unity, and progress. Evrald Warmington's actions show that he's not the leader we need, but the leader who divides. As citizens, it's our duty to demand more from those who represent us. So, as you cast your vote, ask yourself, does this man reflect the future you want for your community and your country? The power is in your hands. This election isn't just about politics. It's about the kind of society we want to build. Vote for leadership that holds true to the values we deserve. This is Jamaica in Focus. Like, share, and follow for more in-depth analysis.
Yeah, man, make sure you go follow Jamaica in Focus, ladies and gentlemen. Right there on TikTok and everywhere them there, because them do some good work, you know. Now, Lennox Fletcher. Yeah, man, the meeting done, you know. Yeah, man, the meeting start and finish, brother. Some power problem going on there, so they have to hurry up and look like a Delco they want to use and talk to the people them are them use one of the music bus them before the lighting was gone. You understand what I say? So yeah, that are the situation, ladies and gentlemen. That's the situation. So yeah, I hope you know really absorb what this that was saying. And I mean, I've when I learned about Evrald Warmington's behavior, I just couldn't understand why he always got the backing of Andrew Holness. Some things I missed there. You know, it says a lot about the leadership for them to condone his behavior and keep him around. He is a toxic entity. And you know, funny enough, there's some Jamaicans that have that crazy racist side of them where they are so racist that they can't see the individual. And I was like that at one point, you know, because of the learning the history of how the white people back then did our people and so. Yeah, I was like that. You understand? But I've learned also in that history not to take any of the wickedness that the white people did. But there are some black people around that sold us out as well. And even in this time, we see those black people in leadership here in Jamaica that are sold us out, the ones that are running right now. You guys, some of you just don't understand when I say they have sold us out what I mean. But one day, hopefully not too late, you will. You know. And then when you look at Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore as a leader, and you look at how he calls out the other leaders, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say selling out. You understand? They have sold us out and they continue to. But anyway, moving right along, I want you to let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Wow, videos. Oh no, okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, alright? Alright. 1 second, my people. May I tell you, man, he is a disgrace, you know, but he represents people in Jamaica that think like him as well. It's quite unfortunate. It really is. There are some people that think like Evrald Warmington. Very unfortunate. I'm talking about mine. You know?